Okay, so World of Tanks Blitz have
Earlier, we
released
announced that
a
we're working on Blitz
Reforged
Reforged
update
Update,
video
a new stage in the evolution of World of
telling
Tanks
us they
Blitz.
have listened
Since
to our
then, we've already
feedback.
shown you part of what we've been working on and
Let's
launched the first
take a look at
ultra
what
test.
they're offering now and see
That
what
test
it
brought
does
in
for the
a
game.
huge wave of feedback, and we've been working hard to improve the game based on what you've shared with us. This video is the first in a new series where we'll talk you through the major changes and improvements,
so they're going to
all
keep us
driven by
updated
your feedback.
with the changes
And
as
today
they
we're
go. That's
starting
good
with the
news.
improvements of the new set system. Here's what we focused on: bringing back the tech tree interface.
Okay, straight off the bat, the tech tree is back. But is it? Let's carry on and see what they do with it.
Preserving progression and
Okay, progression is being preserved as well. Remember, there was fear that people had made progressions in the current version of the game but had not purchased tanks, so that progression would be lost. It sounds like that is staying.
introducing the all-tank screen, a full in-game encyclopedia where you can explore and organize every tank by its key features.
And every single tank that the game has to offer will be available to view in an encyclopedia. That's pretty good. Okay, the tech tree, let's have a look.
One thing became clear: you missed the classic tech tree.
Yes, we did.
We're bringing it back, and now you can choose how it looks.
Okay, that looks like a tech tree. Interesting, there's still the set symbol, so I think there's going to be a combination here of sets and tech tree, but let's find out.
The tech tree is available in two formats: line or branch. Pick the one that works best for you. Now you can clearly see how sets are structured. Switching between nations is easy again. Finding your tank is straightforward. You can also use the Show Premium Tanks toggle to display or hide sets made up of premium vehicles, along with the tanks themselves. Each branch now follows a consistent gameplay style. No more sudden shifts.
Okay.
You progress through tanks with similar roles, building experience and mastering your playstyle, step by step toward the top vehicle in the set.
So we have
We
sets,
saw your comments about certain tanks feeling out of
and
place
we
in their
have
sets,
tech
not
tree.
matching the gameplay style. Based on that feedback, we've made changes. For example, tanks like the AMX M445, AMX M449, and Lorraine 50T were removed from Crown's Finest and moved to a set that fits them better.
Okay, so they've moved some tanks around the sets, but again, the names are not necessarily making it obvious what those particular tanks can do. Crown's Finest, was that the right set for these tanks or not? I don't think anybody has a clue.
These and many other tanks were reassigned to new sets shaped directly by your input. The issue with the difficulty of finding specific tanks gives us an idea to create a new screen: all tanks. It's a powerful tool that didn't exist before, not even in Blitz. Here, you can search for any tank using flexible filters by class, role in battle, features, set, or nation. Let's say you're looking for a tank with a strong turret and a powerful gun.
Okay, let's look for a strong turret and a powerful gun.
Just set the filters and choose the one that fits you best.
I'm not sure anybody's going to search for a tank with a rubbish turret and a crap gun, but never mind.
Or maybe you want a heavy tank with an autoloader. Done. Now you can
see that
easily
one
find the
makes sense.
vehicle that matches your playstyle. You can also view premium and collectible vehicles, even if you've never owned them. Now every single tank in the game is visible and accessible for browsing.
And there's a search
This system is
bar as
designed
well.
to make exploring all available tanks easier.
Okay, that looks pretty good. You can see all the tanks in the game. They're in no particular order, I don't think, but the filter bars are there. So should you be looking for a particular tank, then you can find it.
Faster and more intuitive than ever. You can also enable national flags and sort tanks by nation in the All Tanks screen. And if you prefer, you can show flags in the tank carousel as well. Just open the filter and choose the display mode that works best for you. Here you can easily find any tank, whether it's already in your garage, not yet added, or available to get right now.
Progression transfer.
While reviewing your feedback on Blitz Reforged Update, we saw a common concern that progress might be lost, and some tanks would have to be unlocked again. That won't happen. Every tank you've researched stays researched. Every tank you've purchased stays available.
And
If you've researched and bought a tank in the current Blitz, its set will be unlocked in Blitz Reforged Update. If you've only researched any tank from this set but haven't bought it yet, the set will remain locked. But once you unlock it, the progress will instantly catch up to that tank, and you'll be able to purchase it.
Okay, so that's quite key there. If you've researched the tank and you've bought it, you actually own the thing, it's in your garage right now. When the new game becomes available, that set that tank now belongs to will be unlocked and you will have access to the tank. However, if you have only researched the tank in the current game but you have not yet purchased it, the set remains locked until you've earned the necessary in-game reforged credits or whatever the key system is to unlock the set. But once you do that, the progression that you have banked with that particular tank then becomes active and you will progress along that set. Now, what this is also revealing is that although they've brought the tech tree back in as a way of organizing the tanks, it does look like the only way you can progress from one tank to another is via the sets mechanism and not via the tech tree. So I think we'll have to wait and see if that's true or not, but it doesn't look like you can go from one German tank to another German tank to another German tank as you would in a tech tree. It looks like you've got to go and unlock a set to get that particular tank, and then perhaps unlock a different set to get the next tank and the next tank. So although tech trees are back, I'm not convinced that it's a way of progressing tanks, but we'll just have to wait and see.
You don't have to play every tank in sequence. You can focus on the vehicle you enjoy most, earn set XP, and move toward unlocking the top tier tank through your own playstyle.
Tier structures.
Another change we've made is to the tier system. Low tier tanks are played less often, but we know that some players still enjoy them and
lower tier tanks are only played less often because it takes a bloody long time to actually get into a battle.
Value their unique character.
And you've made it easier for new players to race through the tiers. Therefore, there are not many players at the lower tiers. But that's beside the point.
Why we've moved them into a new category, vintage sets. These classic vehicles are temporarily unavailable in battles, but they're not being left behind. Instead of gathering dust, they'll be rebalanced and brought back in future updates with fresh, engaging designs.
Okay, so the current tier 1 to 3 tanks are being temporarily removed from the game, being placed into a vintage category, and at some point they will be reintroduced once they've been updated and are back in the game. Okay.
We've been experimenting with different approaches to the tier system. In this test, you'll see the 1 through 7 tier structure, but we've already seen your comments and suggestions, and we want the system to feel familiar and comfortable. That's why we've decided to adjust the numbering in future tests.
Okay, so in the upcoming test, it looks like it's going to remain the same, but there might be a change coming. Let's find out what it is.
Tiers 1 through 3 will remain as part of the vintage tier, and the rest of the progression will return to the classic format from Tier 4 to Tier 10. Tier 10 vehicles will remain Tier 10.
Okay, that's good news, especially for people like me who are easily confused. Everything that is in the game at the moment is a Tier 10 tank, will still be called a Tier 10 tank. However, Tiers 1, 2, and 3 are vintage tanks, so we think they're going to be temporarily removed from the game. So Tier 1, 2, and 3 will not exist initially, so you will play tanks from Tiers 4 to 10. What does that mean for brand new players who join the game? Does it mean they can't play Tiers 1, 2, and 3 and start straight at Tier 4? Not quite sure, but this is good news because it keeps things very plain and very simple. And Tier 10 will remain Tier 10.
Our goal is to make the transition to Blitz Reforged Update smooth and comfortable for you. We want you to enjoy all the advantages of the updated game without losing what made it feel familiar.
Oh, do you know what? I just heard Gordon's voice in the background there. That was a close call. That's slightly worrying.
These changes aren't final yet. Our next step is to test these updates with you. Try the changes, explore what's new, and most importantly, tell us what you think.
Okay, so there is another test coming soon. Dates to be confirmed. But what I have heard is that there's no need to register for this particular test. You don't have to be a community contributor, a member of Wargaming, a press account, or anything like that. I think the test is going to be open to anybody. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and you will be able to get access to the test. It seems that way anyhow, and play this version of the game for yourself. So there we have it. That's the update on the tech trees. That's coming back in some fashion. Any progressions that you've got will be kept, noting that the set will only be unlocked if you actually own the tank at the time of the transfer, so bear that in mind. And they've moved a few things around to make it slightly easier to use. So let's wait for the next test and see what happens.